Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for February 24th, 2014. And the show starts with Hulk Hogan coming out. He talks about the WWE Network, says he's the host of WrestleMania 30, and that was pretty much it. But I am excited that Hogan's going to be hosting WrestleMania. That's how you properly use someone like Hulk Hogan, and it's going to be my first time seeing Hulk Hogan live, so I am excited about it. Something else I wanted to mention, unless I missed it, I don't think WWE has done anything for Viscera. Not a tribute video, a rest in peace thing like TNA did, nothing. Did I miss something here? Because I'm pretty surprised they wouldn't do something like that for him. But then it's Batista versus Del Rio. It was bad. It was very bad. Very boring. Fans did not care about this at all. Randy Orton comes out, distracts Batista. Del Rio rolls him up and gets the win. Then Orton and Batista talk some shit to each other on the mic. And Orton says the fans don't like Batista. They boo him. He's sorry he came back. Then Batista says he's not sorry he came back. And if the fans boo him, he boos them right back. It's called honesty. And I give him credit. That was a good line. But this was just bad. This was all bad. This should not be happening. I cannot believe WWE would go through with Orton versus Batista after seeing these two matches. Something has to happen. There's got to be something that's going to take place to change that freaking main event. Because no one wants to see Orton versus Batista. And after these matches, you know it's going to be terrible. That cannot go on last at WrestleMania 30. It's Cesaro versus Big E. No Langston. That's gone too. So Cesaro versus Big E in a really good match. Cesaro is just freaking awesome, man. I just love watching his matches. The guy's got everything. And this match was really good. They're beating the hell out of each other. And at one point Cesaro distracts the ref. And Swagger tries to attack Big E on the outside, but Big E fights him off, clotheslines him. He gets back in. Cesaro's dominating Big E. He spins him around, and then Jack Swagger has recovered, so he runs in. He's pissed off, and he puts Big E in the ankle lock, getting Cesaro disqualified. So the Real Americans are arguing back and forth. They're already teasing, splitting them up, and Big E runs in the ring. He attacks Swagger, and Cesaro hits Big E with the neutralizer. Cena comes out, and he says anyone who wants to be the future of this company has to go through him. The Wyatt family comes out. They beat down Cena. And then Cena starts acting like his leg is hurt. Now, I thought this was legit, but I read online that it's an angle. But this did not feel like an angle to me. And here's why. The Wyatt family is beating down Cena. They never touched his leg. At all. Then Cena's acting like his leg is hurt. And the doctors are checking on him. And the Wyatt family backs off. They don't attack the guy. So they're not even still trying to beat him down, even though they have this great opportunity in front of them. Cena gets up, hobbles over to him. They beat him down some more. Bray Wyatt hits him with a flying forearm, I think. No Sister Abigail, nothing like that. And that was it. Then Cena's taken off on a stretcher. So if this was an angle, it's really dumb. Because it makes it look like this is all a big work, and if one of us gets hurt, we're going to back off and make sure they're okay even though we're villains. That's what this angle was, if that's what they were going for. So it's really stupid, and I don't know. I mean, I thought it was like bad anyways, because if Cena did get hurt, then they couldn't really do what they wanted. But if this is a storyline, then it's just fucking stupid. It's Christian versus Sheamus. This was another good match. This match was really good, actually. Still enjoyed Cesaro versus Big E a little more, but this was a good match. I'm glad Christian is a heel again. He's way more entertaining. Commentary talking about how ugly Christian is was also entertaining. Even though it's really mean, it's very funny. And man, did Christian take some stiff shots in this match. Sheamus beat the hell out of this poor dude. And Christian comes off the top, and Sheamus Bro kicks him for the win. Then we see Daniel Bryan approach Triple H and Stephanie McMahon backstage, and he demands a match with Triple H at WrestleMania because he knows Triple H is just going to keep screwing him over every time he comes close to winning the title. he gets screwed. So he wants to face Triple H, and Triple H is like, you remember what I told you? A-list player. And he refuses. We see the Shield backstage, and Ambrose is like, what, you guys don't trust me? And apparently they feel like when he disappeared, he was doing something with the Wyatts or just left them out there. So they're questioning Ambrose. He walks off. Bray Wyatt comes up, and Reigns challenges him to a match. He says, leave the family behind. I won't come out with the rest of the Shield, and we'll just go one-on-one, and Bray Wyatt accepts. Then we see Booker T and Ric Flair talking about the show. Then it's Daniel Bryan versus Kane. And this match picked up a little towards the end. But for me, this was a chore to sit through. I thought this match was boring as hell. Kane chokeslams Daniel Bryan. He kicks out. Bryan hits the flying knee, gets the win. Then he gets on the mic, challenges Triple H to a match at Mania again. He says this is what the fans want to see. And it's really not, at least for me, but it's still better than what they were probably going to do with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, so at least there's that. But if they had continued with this Bray Wyatt family storyline involving Daniel Bryan like they wanted to, I'm sure it would have gone on until WrestleMania, and it was going to be Punk versus Triple H. So now that Punk is out of the picture, it's Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, which is a step up for Bryan, but of course, like a ton of other people, I'd rather see Daniel Bryan in the main event. It's Emma versus Summer Rae. It wasn't very good, but at least Emma came out with her entrance instead of Santino's music, and she had the bubbles and everything. And she hits this dancing submission move on Summer Rae, makes her tap out. It's kind of like a upside down STF or something. I don't know what you call it. So Emma wins the match. Then it's the New Age Outlaws versus the Usos. And the bell has rung, but the New Age Outlaws want to do their whole entrance thing. 6-time tag team champions of the world. And one of the Usos, I'm just going to call him Jimmy. I don't know which one's which. I'm just going to keep saying Jimmy Uso for whichever one hits the splash. So Jimmy Uso super kicks Road Dogg. The other one, Jey Uso, dives on Billy Gunn, and then Jimmy Uso hits the splash on Road Dogg for the win. That was the entire match. It was very short. They were running out of time, I guess. I don't know what was up with this. It's Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. And this wasn't really a bad match or anything, but the fans just crapped all over this one. And it was the same crap we've been hearing since the Raw after WrestleMania last year. JBL, Undertaker, Macho Man. And you had a few obnoxious douchebags who were louder than everybody else and really trying to get themselves over. There was a small Husky Harris chant that broke out. Sounded like it was about 3 guys. You also had someone chanting, "You suck" at Daniel Bryan earlier. The people weren't really into the whole yes chant like they are in a lot of the other towns they go to. Just a bad crowd overall. And normally I can understand if you're going to try and hijack a match with CM Punk chants or something like that. If it's the same old crap we always see with Randy Orton or Cena or something like that, I can understand that. But it wasn't really necessary here. I mean, you have Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns out there, the future of the company, and you're going to crap all over the match damn near immediately. It didn't make any sense, and it was definitely the crowd trying to get themselves over rather than they were upset about the match. So Roman Reigns is about to beat Bray Wyatt. The Wyatt family teleports to the ring, and Seth Rollins runs out of nowhere and just dives over the top rope onto the Wyatt family. That was badass. Then Dean Ambrose, who was fighting with his friends in the Shield earlier, runs out, starts attacking the Wyatt family. He gets in the ring. He starts beating down Bray Wyatt, so Reigns gets disqualified. And they really try to hype this up on commentary like Ambrose just cost Reigns the match. No, he was out there trying to help his friend, and how big of a dick would Reigns have to be to say, "What the hell, man, you just cost me the match?" Like when he's out there trying to help you. So Ambrose ran out to help his friend, Roman Reigns from getting his ass beat, and I'm glad Reigns did not confront him or anything, but they definitely tried to hype it up on commentary like he should. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out, and Heyman says that Triple H wants Brock to sign this contract guaranteeing he will be at WrestleMania 30, but he doesn't have an opponent. And Brock is not going to sign the contract unless he's facing someone for the title. and The Undertaker comes out. So Brock Lesnar is looking at The Undertaker, and because he wants to make history, he immediately signs the contract. Because, let's face it, beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30 would be like winning 20 world titles. I mean, the streak is the most important thing in WWE. It's better than the belt. And The Undertaker is just staring at Brock. So Heyman tells Undertaker to sign it. He grabs the pin, stabs it into Brock Lesnar's hand, and then chokeslams him through the table. And that was the end of the show. And, I mean, I expected Undertaker versus Brock. I'm happy about this match. The show itself was average to me. Actually, this show was a little above average, because you did have the cool appearances of Brock, Taker, Hogan. What Hogan did wasn't very impressive, though, but he was there. I guess that's something. But you did have Christian versus Sheamus, which was good. You had Cesaro versus Big E, so you had two good matches. They got a lot of time. And you did have the Brock Lesnar Undertaker stuff, which I liked. So I guess it was a little above average. I didn't get as bored as I normally would watching 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, so there's that. As far as the WWE Network goes, I have not gotten the network yet because I would actually like to get the network when I have time to sit and enjoy it. But from what I hear, there's a lot of technical issues. So hopefully they have that fixed by this weekend, because that's when I'm going to have some free time to watch a lot of matches and stuff. So really looking forward to that. And like I said, I hope the issues are resolved by then. I hear a lot of people can't even get on there. So I haven't gotten the network yet, but going to do that very soon. So that's my review of Raw this week. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye. Like Hulk Hogan, and it's going to be my first time seeing Hulk Hogan live, so I am excited about it. Something else I wanted to mention, unless I missed it, I don't think WWE has done anything for Viscera. Not a tribute video, a rest in peace thing like TNA did, nothing. Did I miss something here? And Orton says the fans don't like Batista, they boo him, he's sorry he came back. Then Batista says he's not sorry he came back, and if the fans boo him, he boos them right back. It's called honesty, and I give him credit, that was a good line. But this was just bad. This was all bad. This should not be happening. I cannot believe WWE would go... Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for February 24th, 2014. And the show starts with Hulk Hogan coming out. He talks about the WWE Network, says he's the host of WrestleMania 30, and that was pretty much it. But I am excited that Hogan's going to be hosting WrestleMania. That's how you properly use someone, because I'm pretty surprised they wouldn't do something like that for him. But then it's Batista versus Del Rio. It was bad. It was very bad. Very boring. Fans did not care about this at all. Randy Orton comes out, distracts Batista. Del Rio rolls him up and gets the win. Then Orton and Batista talk some shit to each other on the mic. Go through with Orton versus Batista after seeing these two matches. Something has to happen. There's got to be something that's going to take place to change that freaking main event, because no one wants to see Orton versus Batista, and after these matches, you know it's going to be terrible. That cannot go on last at WrestleMania 30. It's Cesaro versus Big E.